Being 10 a.m, I declare the extraordinary council meeting of the 15th of December 2023 open. Persons in the gallery are advised that under the Local Government Act 1993, a person may not tape record the proceeding of a meeting of a council or committee without the authority of the council or the committee. Tape record includes a video camera and an electronic device capable of recording speech. Mobile phones must be turned off so as not to disrupt the meeting. Anyone, including councillors, found using a mobile phone will be told to leave the meeting immediately and for the duration of the said meeting. An audio recording of this meeting will be taken for minute-taking purposes as authorised by the Local Government Act 1993. This meeting is live streamed on Council's website to allow the community to follow Council debates and decisions without the need to attend meetings in person. Members of the public attending or speaking at a meeting agree to have their image, voice and personal information, including name and address, recorded and publicly broadcast. Strathfield Council does not accept liability for any defamatory remarks or inappropriate comments that are made during the course of the meeting. Any part of the meeting that is held in closed session will not be streamed. Councillors, in accordance with the mandatory provisions of the Model Code of Conduct, I remind councillors of the obligations to which you swore by taking the oath or affirmation in that you will faithfully and impartially carry out the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested under the Local Government Act 1993 or any other act to the best of your ability and judgment. So if you could stand for the prayer. Pray that our deliberations today will be objective and decisions are impartial and made for the benefit of the whole community. And in recognition of our traditional custodians, let us begin by acknowledging the Wamble people, the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. Thank you. So we have apologies today from...
Through you, Madam President, apology from Councillor Britt and Councillor John.
Thank you very much. Any disclosures of interest, councillors? No? All good. So we're doing items by exception. I need a mover and a seconder for that. Raj, a mover, Raj, seconded by Councillor Blackmore. Sorry, Councillor Dada. Called you by your first name.
That's okay. Yeah, thank you.
Not really. Not really. So items by exception, councillors. Oh, all in favour of items by exception. Make you vote all that. So corporate and community services report, CCS1, finance related policies. CCS2, code of media. Yes, councillor.
No, we want to discuss. Not by exception.
Right, so we're taking out the finance related policies.
No,
No.
CCS2.
CCS2.
Are you taking it out?
Yeah.
Right. CCS3, councillor workshop, 11 December 2003, and planning, place and developments, PE1, 15 to 17 Columbia Lane, affordable housing planning rec. Right, all in favour, councillors? I declare that unanimously. Thank you. So we go to CCS2, councillor Dada, do you want to open that discussion? Do you move it?
Yeah,
Yeah, seconded by councillor Hall.
I just have 3 queries and yeah, if I can. So then, depending on my understanding, to the chair, to the officers of queries, and depending on what I respond to see, if I see that my understanding is correct, I'll make my comment. The first item is item 3.35.
Okay.
There is 39.
Yeah.
It's just the under the yellow, the last line. I just wanted to understand what it is. It says, is it on the? Can we bring it on the screen so it's easier for everyone to see?
Page 39.
in the yellow section, while it is coming out, it reads the yellow bottom yellow section rather than reading the whole thing. I think be appropriately dressed and ensure that no items are within sight of the meeting that are inconsistent with the maintenance of order at the meeting or that are likely to bring the council to disagreement. I'm just looking for some examples of what they should be, so we all know.
I can give you an example,
Yeah.
councillor. During COVID, and there were audio visuals meetings all the time. In a particular council, a councillor was in the audio visual meeting and he had his bongs behind him on the shelf. Do you know what a bong is?
No, I don't. Really know.
You don't?
I've known many meetings of bombs, so I do not know which one.
Okay, so it's an implement to smoke marijuana.
All right.
Right. So he had them on his shelf in the back of the meeting, and this is why this has now been brought into the code of conduct, that things appropriately, that are not appropriate, that are in sight of the camera, should not be displayed. And that it also includes alcohol and alcohol bottles.
I accept that. That's good.
Good explanation on that one. Okay, the next one.
Next one is 4.5.
4.5.
A person may apply to speak on no more than 2 items of business on the agenda.
Hang on 1 second, councillor, I'm sorry. Which,
4.4.
all right. Person may apply, yes.
May apply to speak on no more than 2 items of business on the agenda of the council meeting, and or 1 general item for their prior submission as outlined in clause 4.1 above. Now, I know that as councillors, we spend a lot of our time just to reach out to residents, find out what they're asking, and I'm sure some of you do more than I do, but I know that here the only reason we are here is to represent the community. And from my experience since 2012, I cannot remember one example where a council member or an ordinary public has come to the council, spoke on many items, or did something to disrupt the council meeting. That's about 11 years experience. Though I was not in the council formally as a councillor for some time, but I'm aware of. I think if we restrict, we should be lucky as a democratically elected councillors, if our residents are coming to council, telling us what their genuine issues are. It can be 1, it can be 100. It is our duty to listen to them and do something about it. Not anticipate that one or two might be disruptive, so we are taking some actions. I do not agree with that. Regardless of whether this is my fact, I think there should not be any restriction on any person, any public who might be coming to the council meeting and speaking their mind. If there is any disruption, should there be any disruption or anything, I'm pretty sure as council we can deal with it, but that's not what happens in Australia. So I would be recommending that a person may apply to speak on any number of items. Of course, we have a limit of 3 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever it is, on any item, and 1 general item if there is something they are notified. People should be allowed, particularly maybe in the public forum. I cannot agree with any restriction being applied. Any member of the public, the resident of this council, coming here and not being able to say things they want to say to their representatives who are democratically elected. So that's my recommendation.
Thank you, councillor. Do you need a reply to that?
Just, yes, sure, please.
Right.
Is that a question?
No, yeah, that's the question. I'm making a recommendation. Why are we putting restriction?
Yes, Ms. Watts, do you want to explain the reason why there's a restriction?
So from my recollection from the workshop, when we discussed this earlier this week, wasn't about people coming to be disruptive. I think it was more a matter of time. So sometimes the council meetings can go quite long. So whilst it still opens the door for residents to come and speak, it does potentially mean the difference between an hour to a meeting versus not. And that, I believe, is why the council's landed on the numbers that are before you.
Thank you.
So I still be recommending, I heard what he said, and I think since I remember those discussion, but I still think that I will be recommending whether I win or lose. The person may apply to speak on items of business, so I'll be recommending deleting those,
Excuse me, councillor, are you moving an amendment?
Yeah.
Right.
removing no more than 2 items, no more than 2. Those 4 words I will be recommending.
You want that amendment taken, you want to amend it, so that's taken out.
Delete, yeah, taken out no more than 2, that's those 4 words.
Take the whole thing.
Not the whole thing. I'm not asking, if you want, you can propose it.
Excuse me, councillor.
Yeah. I'm not proposing that, but should you ask? You can propose.
Can we,
I'll schedule it.
so if the amendment's going to go through, Mr. Mamo has suggested if we put the person may apply to speak on any items of business,
Yeah, sorry.
is that okay?
Yeah.
So we change that wording on the agenda of the council meeting and
And general items. Not
so
one,
the last one is okay.
no,
Well,
not one, just not one, and general items, general
okay.
items part, their poor, prior submission.
All right,
or their
well,
prior-
we can delete that last sentence if that's your
No,
amendment.
no, I think I just want to remove the restriction. The
Of
and-
one item. Okay, so we delete the one.
That's my recommendation there.
Yeah.
Or amendment. I have a few other questions, Mayor, Madam Mayor.
Yes, councillor.
If we go to 5:13.
One moment, is this going to be another amendment or are we going
I
to?
do not know, I have just found out what.
Okay, do we have a mover and a seconder for that first amendment, seconded by councillor?
On the 5:13, so that is page 13.
513,
43, page 43. Could we put that on the screen, please? Essentially, it's a question here. That the general manager may, in consultation with mayor. Why, could we add and councillors? Within, of course, that means councillors who are each other. Why we are putting the councillors out? Just a question.
sorry, I don't understand the question, councillor, can you say?
Can you, okay,
It's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got here, it's got here,
after the yellow section, 5:13, it's the yellow section, the yellow highlighted, public health emergency. After that, it reads,
yes,
the general manager may, in consultation with mayor, cancel the meeting. What I'm saying, there are offline decisions taken. Why are you taking the councillors out? Why it is in consultation with just the mayor? Why not all councillors?
yes, so if you read before that, councillor Dada, it's in a natural disaster,
Yes.
so people wouldn't all be together.
That's
Okay,
right.
so in consulting with everyone together would be absolutely impossible, so you only have the head of the council is the mayor,
Mm.
and then the general manager would make the decision on cancelling a meeting in result of a natural disaster.
Well, I think what I'm saying, I think I hear what you're saying. We maybe say that in mayor and councillors who might be available, reasonably.
I'm sorry, councillor Dada, but in a situation of a natural disaster where a quick decision needs to be made, I think it's impossible to ask the general manager to try and contact councillors to make a decision. If a quick decision needs to be made for the safety of our staff and for everyone on site, it should just be the mayor and the general manager. I believe that would be the best way to go in a natural disaster. And I understand councillors wanting to be involved in all decisions. I understand that, but in the result of a natural disaster, and a natural disaster is a disaster, and a decision needs to be made quickly. And I don't believe it's appropriate or practical to have councillors' wording put in there. Councillors, can I just ask if you all agree with that? Are we amending that?
You asking a question?
Yes.
You can always just delete in consultation with the mayor, and that fixes everything. Just give the general manager the delegation.
Yeah, but
If you're responsible, blame him.
I think if I can still continue, Madam Mayor, I'm saying that I have seen decisions over in the corporate level, I've seen the very significant decisions are being made overnight, not for natural disaster, overnight, through emails and all that. And that's part of the role of the senior position, that you try to reach or to make a decision. What I'm saying is that it could be then in some situations, some people are not available. So if they are not available, we may give a time limit, say, or sending an offline email to 7 councillors.
Yeah.
And if they do not respond in 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever the time limit, they let decision, majority decision go there.
thank you.
So that's my suggestion, that the ward and councillors who are available, who might be available within reasonable limits.
Just one moment, councillor Dada.
Sure.
Can I just?
Through you, Madam Mayor. So I think if the councillors were to insert the consultation with councillors, we would require it to be as far as practicable.
Yeah.
So that wording would need to be inserted.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it may not be practical to the general manager to act every council.
Thank you.
That's I would agree with.
Thank you, Mr. Manley. So we, as practical,
Yeah, that's practical, yeah. And councillors as practical, yeah, that's okay.
okay. Yes, all right. Yes,
Thanks,
is that being changed? Thank you.
thanks, Madam Mayor, and I would like to thank our chief for the constructive suggestion and flexibility. Now, the other question, again, this is just a query first.
Yeah.
Item 519,
519,
page.
Yeah.
44. The request by a councillor for approval to attend a council meeting by audio visual link must be made by 12 p.m. in writing to the general manager. I'm just assuming when you say 12 p.m., we're talking about the 12 p.m. of the day of the meeting. Is that what it means?
yes,
Okay.
midday,
Midday of the day of the meeting.
yes.
Okay, I think if we please clarify that so that there is no room for interpretation, because that question has been asked. So I think it is.
But there's only one 12 p.m.
12 p.m. of the day before, 12 p.m. of the day after, 12 p.m. 3 days in advance. I don't know.
That'd be good after that.
Sure, I don't know. I mean, we get a mix. That's right.
Okay, of the day of the meeting. Thank you,
Another,
councillor. Next one.
another query on 528. There is just a blue section, council meeting or committee of the council, except as may be otherwise provided for under this code. I didn't understand what that means, except as may be otherwise provided. So if you can please, or through the chair, can explain what this whole thing is about, so I understand.
Yes, Ms. Watts, thank you.
So there are sections in the code that outline, times where you do not have to have your camera on, so we've discussed that at the last workshop. Because 528 requires you to have your camera on in a council meeting or a committee of the council. So for example, a committee of the council might be the committee that reviews the general manager's performance. Those are meetings where your camera would need to be on. So that's what it does give exception then to a workshop, for example.
Thank you. Thank you. I think, yeah, no, that was my point, because whether in office or here, I think probably know that I keep my camera on, so that was not for myself, but I just wanted to know what it is. That's all, madam, yeah.
Oh, is that all?
We are okay to teaching.
You're very happy now?
I'm
So
not
we
happy.
need-
I'm happy that we sometimes agree. Agree.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So we need to vote on the amendment.
Yeah.
So there's just one really amendment that we need to vote on, is that correct? The first one?
There's two.
There's
There's
two.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah. So, the two amendments, are you happy with those amendments, councillor Hall?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll call it, everyone. All in favour? And I'll declare that carried. Okay. So, the time being 10:29, I declare the meeting closed. And I wish you all a very happy Christmas. Thank you all very much.